Welcome everybody, Namaste. Today I would like to share with you how to improve your handstand arm position to get more stabilization from your shoulders. And this, like all practice in yoga, it kind of happens when it happens and you realize something in your body, and it's something that you really have been working on but kind of hasn't seen the light of day yet. So today it's about lifting the tricep up. So we often moan, especially women, we know it's only the woman, and we moan about this muscle not really engaging, getting really, really soft. And so even if I lift my arm up to the side, I can lift it and let this muscle hang, or I can engage that muscle in my standing pose. So all I'm doing is rotating it outwards, and that engages your tricep. So if I'm in a downward facing dog, so we start with basics, then I'll show you how the tricep lifts. So the basic thing, when I'm in a downward facing dog or anything on my hands, I want to lift the chest to make the space so that I shift the outer rotation from a lifted position. So don't be dunked down and then try and shift it. Be lifted from your core off, and then you rotate. So if I'm in a down dog, I would first make sure I'm very lifted, relaxed in the neck, rotate outwards, and then lengthen further out. And now this is where the trick comes in. I'm lengthening further out, but there's a final lift and lengthen that can happen from the tricep. What I do need for that to happen more and more is a longer line of muscle, or more lengthened muscle in the upper back. So, especially for people who do tend to stand more like this, it's not such a bad posture to really relax and come into a more rounded space, to move into that from a rounded space of the upper back. It doesn't only affect your handstand, the stabilization, it will also affect your back bending when you're standing on straight arms. Okay, it's anything where you are in straight arms. So say for example, I'm going Bakasana. I first hug in, get the chest, stabilize, but I do want to lift and help the ribs to lift up by getting the tricep to lift up. So the tricep can get me into a more down motion and swiveling up eventually to a handstand next week. Okay. How do I look at that into my handstands? So if I'm hugged up into my armpits, stretched out into my upper back, when I go, I want to keep thinking of the tricep lifting up. So it brings my chest even more up as well. It doesn't really matter what you think of. Is it my chest lifting, or is it my tricep lifting, or is it my shoulders opening? Either way, those three in conjunction move you into a very lifted space so that you're up. Okay, you saw the last movement, so I could actually get that last movement incorporated from the beginning instead of having to do it while I'm in the handstand. So I'm going to try another one where I actually lift from the beginning to not let it happen afterwards. Okay, so you saw no adjustment afterwards and you're directly in the line. So it's really amazing to get that lift which opens the shoulders and stabilizes you there. So great, we're not always doing handstands. How do I look at that when I'm doing my normal vinyasa flow? Even when I'm going into a back bend, and I take the arm up, I don't want the arm just to lift up. I'm going to get it lifted up from the armpit and stretched out under the armpit. So going into a normal back bend, I'm going to lengthen and feel the tricep lift and open. So stretching out. So when it gets into my full Urdhva Dhanurasana, I've got the lift and the openness of the shoulder. So for me, this little piece of advice came many years later than just starting to open up the shoulders and really getting the shoulders more open in the back bend. So my first journey, which for my body was very painful to even allow that to happen, was to keep them parallel, rotated outwards, and then move into the back bend in that position. So I'm going to show a back bend there, and then we're really going to, well, let's see, I'm going to feel if I can feel it. So we place the strap onto the arms. And we go into Uttanasana. And then I've got to press down, and I've got to lift, and there's my lift in the tricep. Final motion. So if we got the right mindset to just keep feeling where I want to go, the body will respond and follow. So even if I'm going into a backdrop, I want to not like, oh my goodness, am I going to reach the floor? I want to engage, lift, or if I'm not going to go with the arms, it doesn't matter, then engage and lift with the body itself. But I can lift and engage with the arms, because that's the final position. You're going to be landing on those arms there. So let's give it a try. Keep the lift in the armpits, keep the lift in the tricep, and let the arms do the work, going back, opening the chest, and you land with the triceps nicely lifted. Okay, wasn't too bad. Thank you for watching. And maybe we'll do a tutorial on how to open up the shoulders and how to get the back bend deeper, and then eventually we'll understand what does this mean, the tricep lifted. Thank you everybody. Namaste.